Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars and welcome to another top 10 list. Now it's been a while since I've done a PlayStation top 10 list, and I thought I would do a list that focuses on my favourite building games for the PlayStation, or city building games, or city management sims, whatever you want to call it, but the core mechanic is essentially building. These are pretty much some of my favourite type of games. I find them really relaxing. They can be a lot of fun to play. You can just, put 2, 3, 4 hours into it, nice and relaxed, and then you can go back in a couple of days, carry on, and they're just so relaxing to play. So I'm going to talk about some of my favourites, and the one that we're looking at right now is called Stranded: Alien Dawn. This came out a couple of years ago, and this is actually one of my favourites. It's got some really cool mechanics with it, but essentially the setup for this game basically is you land on an alien planet, or you crash land on an alien planet. You choose 4 survivors with different sets of skills. One might be a hunter, one might be good at researching and like inventing stuff, so on and so forth. And then you've got to kind of start in a very prehistoric way and survive on this planet, this very strange planet. So you've got a farm, you've got the usual stuff. You've got a farm, you've got to build shelters, you've got to hunt. You've got to do all the things that you normally do in these sorts of games, but the setting is a bit different. And you've got to kind of manage your survivors' like mental health as well, because that can drop as well. It's a really, really cool game. And if you like city building games, you're very much likely to enjoy this one. So, coming in at number 9 on the list is Surviving Mars for the PlayStation 4. This, I have put so many hours into this over the years. This is a game that I can put like 15, 20 hours into and then not play it for like a good 6 to 12 months and then go back to it and just carry on. It's a really, really fun game to play with mechanics that you're used to. And the mechanics for most of these building games are very, very similar, which is why I like them. You start with nothing, you land on the planet with a few resources, you've got some droids that do the building for you, you've got to kind of build energy, you've got to build oxygen, and then eventually you've got to build like these domes so that any humans that come to the planet can kind of live and work in these domes, but also kind of explore the land and get new resources. You can kind of trade things off the planet to make money. You've got to research all sorts of things. Really fun game, this one. It's got absolutely loads of like DLCs to go with it, like different packs that you want to add to it if you really get into this game. It is very, very addictive. It's got a really cool addictive gameplay loop, this one, and it's one that you will definitely enjoy if building games are your thing. So yeah, definitely one to check out if you've never played Surviving Mars. You can pick it up pretty cheap nowadays, and then you've got all that great DLC if you're interested too. So yeah, definitely worth checking out, this one. So, coming in at number 8 on the list is 2 Point Campus for the PlayStation 5. This came out, I think it was last year, and I love these 2 Point games. They are so nostalgic for me. They've got this fantastic way of looking. They've got this lovely cartoon aesthetic going on. And this one is themed on like campuses, which basically is like universities sort of thing, and you've got to basically build different universities on different sites. So there might be universities themed on becoming a rock star, there might be a university themed on being like a wizard. You've got all these different you've got like athletic themed campuses, so you've got all these different maps that you can go on, and they're all got these different themes. It's got really, really fabulous humour associated with it. It will definitely have you giggling. This is like a radio station that's quite fun. But if you just zoom in and watch like the actions of everybody, it can be quite amusing and fun as well to see some of the animations on some of these characters in the different classrooms doing different things. Definitely highly recommended, this one. This will consume a lot of your time up. It's so much fun to play. And it doesn't break your wallet to play it either, and you will pick this up probably fairly reasonably now in a sale as well. Definitely you will burn many hours in this one. I'm really looking forward to next year because they've got another one coming out. I think it's 2 Point Museum, so they're doing one based on museums. Really looking forward to that one as well. I will definitely be buying that on day one. So yeah, if this one looks cool to you and it looks interesting, go for it. You've got loads of different classrooms that you build, staff rooms, relaxation rooms. It's a fantastic game that will swallow up an awful lot of your time. So one of my favourites for sure is this one. Now, coming in at number 7 on the list is a game called Surviving the Aftermath for the PlayStation 4, I believe. This one is like a post-apocalyptic one. You kind of survivors after like some post-apocalyptic kind of war. You've got to kind of build your camp out of scraps basically to start with. You've got to defend your camp for those that want to kind of attack it. So you kind of build tents, camps. You've got hunter cabins. You've got people that hunt for food, berries. You've got people that'll do a bit of fishing. But one of the cool things that you can do in this one, obviously, but you've got to build up your camp and make it much bigger. There will be survivors that will come to your gates, and you can kind of let them in if you want, sort of thing. And they will join the camp and do some work and help you by working alongside everybody else. But also, there's people within your camp that you can kind of send out searching the other areas for like resources, food, bits of treasure, bits of things that you're going to find useful for your camp. But that can be quite dangerous too, so you've got to kind of balance it between do you keep them out there too long, whether you can really put them at risk, or do you kind of bring them back when you feel as though you've got enough resources for them. Really good, really in-depth, loads of variety and things to build. And definitely this is another one that you will swallow up an awful lot of your time. So yeah, Surviving the Aftermath is definitely, if you're a fan of building games, worth checking out. So, we've got coming in at number 6, Jurassic World Evolution 2 for the PlayStation 5. I do highly recommend the first one as well, Jurassic World Evolution. That's a really good game as well, and you'll be able to pick that up even cheaper. So if you're wanting to play one of these games and you want to try them out, try the first one first. But I'm putting the second one in because the second one is essentially better than the first one. If you're a fan of the film franchise, you will love this. It's really cool because you can, really get deep into the exhibits, as you can see here. Check out the dinosaurs doing what they do. All in the while, you've got to kind of manage the health of the dinosaurs. You've got to kind of search the globe to get like dinosaur DNA. You've got to keep the park protected so dinosaurs don't break out, and if they do, you've got to kind of capture them safely and put them back in their pens. It's really very good, very in depth, and it really does handle the Jurassic Park franchise or the Jurassic World franchise really well. And it's also actually quite educational as well because it gives you a lot of information on the dinosaurs and stuff. So it's fun to play. It's nice and relaxing to play, but there's also a little bit of an action element to it. It's a lot of park management stuff going on here to make sure that you're keeping the dinosaurs safe, you're keeping the visitors to the park safe, and everything kind of works. Really good game, and I think one that many of you would enjoy if you've never played it before. So, coming in at number 5 on the list is Planet Zoo. This is another Frontier-based games. Now, Frontier have essentially, been involved in many of the games on this list, and I think they are the best ones out there for doing these kind of building games. Planet Zoo is essentially very similar to Jurassic World Evolution 2, but this is like real world stuff in the sense of you've got like real animals in like real zoo situations. Very similar stuff. You've got to kind of negotiate to get different animals into your park. You've got to make sure that the park is set up to make sure the animals are safe. You've got to make sure the pens that the animals are in perfect habitats for them to live in, and then obviously you've got to manage the park as well and make sure that the customers are all happy. There's plenty of shops for them to enjoy, and they've got a good view of all the animals. It's exactly what you'd expect, but it's done so expertly. And the graphics are so lovely as well. And again, a bit like Jurassic World Evolution 2, it's quite educational too. You get a lot of information on the animals. So it's almost like you're going to the zoo yourself. So it's a really, really well-made game. It's got high production values, and it's really, really fabulous to play, and fairly easy to pick up as well. It's got a decent tutorial going for it as well. So if you are a fan of like these kind of building games that are like management sims at the same time, oh, you could do much worse than this one, because I've had an awful lot of fun playing this one. It is a brilliantly made game. Now, coming in at number 4 on the list is Frostpunk for the PlayStation 4. This is a fabulous, fabulous game. It's got a great concept. Essentially, in the near future, there's like the whole world is frosted over, everything's iced up, and you are like a group of survivors. And you've got to kind of basically survive using the resources around you. You've got to keep the heat going. That big cylinder in the middle, you've got to keep that going with all the heat from coal. You've got to collect all the resources from the local area. Similar to Surviving the Aftermath, you can send people out to kind of go on missions and scouting missions and look for resources elsewhere. I mean, and the whole concept here, I mean, it's fairly grim, really, because people are living in this really grim world, and there's lots of disease and death and stuff, so you've got to kind of try and keep the population as happy as you can. And they go out to work, and there's a big siren that sends them off to work in the morning, and there's a big siren that goes off and tells them when to come back from work. It's so brilliantly done. I think it looks fabulous as well. And there is the sequel that's just been released very recently, I think, on the PC. I don't imagine we'll see it on consoles maybe for another 12 months, but I'm very much looking forward to it when it does come out on PlayStation. I will be first in line to play it, because this is another of those building games, management sims that I have pumped a lot of my time into. You can just get yourself lost in this game, because I really like the story that's attached to it as well. So yeah, definitely one of the best, this one. Now, coming in at number 3 on the list is Cities Skylines. This is been around for quite a while now on the PlayStation. This was one of the earlier games that I put up on my channel. I put like some videos up of this. I put like a tips guide, like an early guide up for this many years ago that did quite well on the channel. So I've got a lot of affection for this game. We were supposed to be getting the sequel to this on the PlayStation. Was it this year or last year? That didn't come to pass, because when it was released on PC, there was a lot of problems with it. I'm hoping that we'll get the sequel at some point, maybe next year. But the remastered version of this is on PlayStation now, so you can play it on PlayStation 5. This is another one of those games with mountains of DLC if you're really into it. There's loads of expansion packs that you can add to this one. And essentially, this is probably the most realistic city builder that you're going to play. You've got to make sure there's power, there's water, there's sewage, you've got to build residential areas, industrial areas, commercial areas. You've got to make the traffic flow. Then you've got to make set bus routines up and build airports. I mean, you really can build some absolutely huge cities on this thing, and it's very, very rewarding to watch. Even just zooming right in and just wandering around your city, watching people go about their business. It's really cool. The cities feel alive. They feel populated, and it's very well made, and I think it looks really quite beautiful as well. So this is definitely one of the best that's on the market if you're interested in playing one, but it's quite a complex one to get into. It's maybe not one to start with, but it's certainly one to try out at some point. So yeah, this is easily one of the best out there, and one that I really, really enjoy. Oh, we're really getting down to business now. The final 2 on the list, and coming in at number 2 is 2 Point Hospital. I spoke earlier on the list about 2 Point Campus, which I really enjoy. But my favourite 2 Point game is 2 Point Campus. Sorry, 2 Point Hospital. It's just so bonkers, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You are building hospitals to kind of cure patients of the weirdest ailments you're ever going to see. This one is hilarious. It really is hilarious. The humour in it is second to none. And you build your hospital from the ground up. You set a reception going, you get a GP going, you get a pharmacy going, and then you need like a ward for beds. You've got these different places where you can cure the ailments, and you will honestly not believe some of the ailments. You've got people coming in who have got like some Freddie Mercury, the singer disease, so everybody looks and walks like Freddie Mercury. It's madness, but it is wonderful, bizarre madness that I think you'd really enjoy. This is, for me, so much fun to play. This is one that I return to very, very often. Sometimes just to go back to one of the hospitals that I built. And again, it's very similar to 2 Point Campus. You've got different hospitals to build in different areas, and some of them have got different goals for you to achieve, different ailments to cure on that hospital. Or you've obviously got like your sandbox mode if that's what you're into. So absolutely love this one. Easily one of my favourites, and I think if you're into good humour and really cool building games with a lot of management going on in it, you could do far worse than this one. It is fabulous. But coming in at number 1 on my list is Planet Coaster for the PlayStation 5. This one is endlessly enjoyable for me. It's one I return to very, very regular. If I just want a nice relaxing afternoon of gaming, I'll pop this on, and I just absolutely love it. It's brilliantly made, brilliant designed. I know there's the sequel's coming out very, very soon on the PlayStation, and I'm really excited to play that. But as of writing, if you like, in the sense of as I am filming this video, it isn't out yet. So therefore, the first one is at number 1 on my list. It is just a lot of fun to play. The fact that you're building these incredible rides, the fact that you can kind of go on the rides, all that kind of stuff. There's so many different designs. There's some great DLC. It's got a Ghostbusters DLC expansion, if you like, so you can add Ghostbusters themed sections of your parks. It's just wonderful to play, and I think it looks absolutely brilliant as well on the PlayStation. It's got some good humour with it as well. It can get a little bit grating, some of the tutorial talk sort of thing, but once you get through the tutorial, once you've figured it all out, you're free to play this and have a lot of fun with it and build like the theme park of your dreams. It's not overly difficult. It's really fun and challenging to get the balance right, to get your parks to make money, by getting the shops all set up, keeping your customers happy, making sure everything keeps working, hiring all your staff, and getting the prices right and everything so that you're making a profit. Everything is just balanced absolutely brilliantly on this game, and it's definitely easily one of the best out there, and it is certainly my favourite.